I knew he was a little upset about probably getting overlooked, but I told him, don't ever give up.
He actually thought about quitting, you know.
The tournament's 2 leading scorers, and Morant hammers it home. It's a jaw jam.
With the second pick, the Memphis Grizzlies select Ja Morant
to help present the 2019-20 Kia NBA Rookie of the Year Award to Ja Morant.
Memphis Grizzlies high-flying star Ja Morant might be the most explosive athlete in the NBA.
Post comes at a time where Morant is facing heavy scrutiny for a string of off-the-court incidents.
The second go-round, his boy supposed to be his boy. Gonna put it live on Instagram. Live!
Ja Morant out with a season-ending surgery for a torn labrum. Injured his right shoulder.
In the early 1990s, a school by the name of Hillcrest High School had the most dominant basketball team in the entire state, which featured names like T. Morant and NBA legend Ray Allen. Together, the two of them were able to win a state championship in 1993. And on a gamely basis, the both of them showed supreme upside. But as Morant went on to play Division II college basketball at Clapton University, his dream of becoming a basketball pro would all be cut short once his wife Jamie got pregnant with Ja. This is the Ja Morant story. Ja Morant was born on August 10, 1999 in Dalzell, South Carolina, and it would be at the early stages to when T made special efforts to direct nearly all of his energy towards Ja to help him one day build a career out of basketball. And as a young kid, at first it really took time for him to really understand the importance of truly putting in the work behind closed doors. But that was until his father told him something that really went on to change Ja's whole perception of the game that he loved.
Before I was locked into working out, me and my homies used to be on the game 24/7. And like one day, we actually pulled an all-nighter playing the game. So by the time my pops went to sleep and woke up, we were still playing the game. And he was like, basically just sending the message. At that time, we didn't understand. But he was like, while you playing the game, somebody else playing the game. And then he like, let me know what that means by the time I get back home. When he got back home, we was still locked in playing the game. So he like, y'all know what that means? We're like, nah. He like, while y'all in here playing video games, somebody actually out there working on their game. And then since he put that message, said that message to us, he had to start begging us to come from outside.
And from all the finishing drills that they worked on to all the countless shooting and ball handling reps, Ja and his father would spend a lot of time simply working on his game that would allow him to thrive as he got older. Now, his father wasn't the only one that thrived on the court because his mother Jamie played point guard in college, as well as being a stellar utility softball player at Clapton University. She even stated, most people think he gets his athletic skills from his dad, but everything besides the dunking is all me. Being a point guard and playing certain positions I played in softball, you have to be the team leader. Love what you're doing and be mentally tough because everything will fall on you. But for Ja, even though he was always one of the most smallest point guards on every team he played on, there was something that happened to him as a kid that would turn out to be an advantage for him at every single level that he played at.
Yeah, I broke my arm on a trampoline, man. My older cousins got me. Now you do the double jump. At that time, I probably about 73 pounds. I was coming down head first. And I went to try to break my fall on the trampoline, like the railing. And it just, I didn't even feel it when it happened. Just like it just did, my elbow was pretty much up here. My cousin was looking like, ugh, and I'm like, what? And I looked and I seen like a little knot. I thought it was just like a knot. They're like, nah, you broke your arm. Start yanking it, it was coming down. It got pretty much about right above where my elbow was supposed to be. And he like, we gotta go tell auntie, run in the house. Went in there, she locked my arm, put the ice on it, and it was painful, but I felt like I was more disgusted than anything through that process. But now I got the longer arm, bigger hand on this hand.
So that's why you finished so good left.
Left, that's why I dribble with my left hand, I'm able to control the ball better.
During his middle school years, his game would really start to come around. And even as he stood at around 5'5", he played with so much heart and was able to score the ball so effortlessly. But coming into high school, his physical stature alone allowed him to get overlooked, as he only stood at 5'9", but also did not even get to suit up for his varsity team until his sophomore season. Ja also didn't play for a well-known AAU team, growing up as he played for the South Carolina Hornets, a small grassroots team based out of Columbia, South Carolina. But ironically, he played alongside Zion Williamson for a season. Now, even though at around this time Morant's game wasn't getting that much recognition, his all-around game along with his physical stature would start to develop. But there was one problem, and that was his lack of athleticism.
My dad found some tractor tires and was like, all right, we're gonna jump on them after each workout. He had like 3 different exercises we could do on the tires.
1, 2, 3.
I wasn't that athletic, younger. After jumping on the tires and all that, you could see him start to get more athletic as far as vertical.
It helped me a lot, like just leave the floor quicker and stuff and be more explosive with my jump.
He's always been able to shoot the ball. He's always been a high-level ball handler. He's always been able to control the defense. Like, he's been doing those things since he was young. So after he added the athleticism to his game, I think that's when he just took off.
2, 3, 4. Once it got easier for me, he put a pallet board under to make it even higher, so it's more of a challenge.
As the summer progressed, he started dunking. And then it went bananas after that.
Coming off of his junior season, after winning all-state honors, he still wasn't being recruited by colleges. But in the summer going into his senior season, Ja was a late addition to a camp. And Murray State's assistant coach James Kane was so happened in attendance, scouting a different player at the time. But after James got up and was headed down an hallway towards the concession stands, he heard basketballs bouncing in an auxiliary gym. So just out of curiosity, he decided to take a quick peek and was immediately impressed by Ja's play. Kane was so appalled by what he saw in Ja in just 3 minutes that he had Murray State's head coach Nate McMahon drive up to the camp so he could immediately see him in person. And just like that, Morant was offered a full-ride scholarship to Murray State. Now, Morant would finish his senior campaign as the all-time leading scorer with 1,679 points and finished his last 2 seasons at Crestwood, averaging 27 points, 8 rebounds, and 8 assists. But still, Morant was not ranked in the class of 2017 by recruiting services like ESPN, 24/7 Sports, and Rivals. Coming into his freshman season at Murray State, he simply proved that he could play at the Division I level. He averaged 13 points, 7 assists, and 6 rebounds per contest, and earned all Ohio Valley Conference first team honors. Now, following the season, after helping his crew reach the NCAA tournament, he would start to find his name on NBA draft prospect lists. And saying that he took the momentum that he had coming out of his freshman season going into his sophomore season was truly an understatement, as he took the whole college basketball world by storm. As a sophomore, Ja averaged 25 points, 10 assists, 6 rebounds, and 2 steals per contest. Ja was named OVC Player of the Year and became the first NCAA player ever to average over 20 points and 10 assists per contest. And that year, he also led the entire country in assists. His name continued to just skyrocket as he reached the March Madness tournament. After a first-round win, he became just the 8th player in tournament history to record a triple-double, as he recorded 17 points, 16 assists, and 11 rebounds, and became the talk of the entire basketball community. In the next round, he took that next step and put up 28 points against Florida State.
Set out to an early lead for Murray State.
Comes off the bench, and it's a terrific job by Leonard Hamilton and the staff to get everyone ready.
But see the devastation on his face on the bench, knowing that was the last time he would play with those guys. He was inconsolable.
Frustration sets in for Ja Morant and Murray State.
End game, you come out, towels on your head, kind of looking down to the floor. What are you thinking in that moment?
I was just thinking what me and my teammates accomplished this year. Obviously, being the last time I could take the floor with this group of guys, hoping I could have did something to keep the season going.
Now, despite the tough finish to his college career, he was already projected among many as the best player in all of college basketball. He would enter the 2019 NBA draft.
With the second pick in the 2019 NBA draft, the Memphis Grizzlies select Ja Morant from Murray State University.
And Ja, you always said that your dad gave up his basketball dreams to help you accomplish yours. So tell your dad what this means.
It means a lot for both of us. We both know what I've been through. I don't want to get a little emotional up here, man, but I just want to thank him for everything he done for me. He made me who I am today, and I'm just thankful for it all.
Great job, Will. Great job.
In his rookie season, despite all the doubt that came his way, it did not take long for him to show that he belonged in the NBA. He averaged 18 points, 7 assists, and 4 rebounds per contest, leading all rookies in assists and total points scored, which allowed him to win Rookie of the Year. Now, the Grizzlies did miss the playoffs for the 3rd straight season. Ja put up similar numbers, but this time led his crew to the playoffs. In the play-in tournament versus the Warriors, Ja went off for 35 points in a win, which gave them the 8th spot in the playoffs. They would even take Game 1 against the Jazz, and in Game 2, Ja went off for 47 points and 7 assists, but they did fall short, experiencing a first-round exit. But still, it was quite sure that Memphis was going to be scary in the future. In year 3, he would become a first-time NBA All-Star, which followed with him signing a 5-year extension with the Grizzlies, which included $231 million. And it was clear by now that Ja was starting to find success off the court, getting a huge deal with Powerade and an exclusive signature shoe with Nike. And it was like as all the success was being drenched down on him, we started to really see a different side of Ja. On January 29, 2023, as the Grizzlies faced off against the Pacers, Ja did not fall short of truly having his way throughout the game. And as the game went on, things would get pretty chippy between the two teams, until finally a fight broke out. And what didn't make the situation better was that Ja Morant's childhood friend Devontae Pack was sitting courtside, started yelling at the Pacers players, which resulted in him getting ejected from his courtside seat. But things would only get worse from there.
And Ja goes and gets in one of the 2 parked cars, and then it is that car in question in which 3 or 4 guys get out and they start yelling stuff at the Pacers. Come get some of this. You don't know how we roll. I'll show you what I got. These are what's being yelled.
Yeah.
Okay? At the Pacers around their bus on the loading dock.
Right.
And then as the first car leaves and the second car, and reportedly Ja is riding in the second car, a dot of a red laser appears on several of the people up on the loading dock just to scare them. But again, the security guard said, I believe that's attached to a weapon.
Yes.
You're kidding.
All that stuff, pretty much false. It's been proven. That's all I got to say on it.
On March 4, 2023, it was revealed that the NBA had launched an investigation into an Instagram live video of Morant displaying a gun at a Colorado nightclub earlier that morning. Later that day, the Grizzlies announced that Morant would be away from the team for at least 2 games, while also entering a counseling program in Florida. And after meeting with NBA Commissioner Adam Silver in New York following his counseling program, it was announced that Ja would be suspended for 8 games without pay for the nightclub incident. But just 2 months later, after his first suspension, he was suspended from all team activities by the Grizzlies for flashing a gun during another Instagram live session.
I don't understand why you're flashing it. My bodyguard teaching me, man, if you touch your gun, you better shoot somebody. It ain't for everybody to know you got. And he riding around with, I guess he think he with Antoine Fuqua and Steven Spielberg. You got your close friends filming you. They're idiots too.
You're in a $1 billion corporation now. You can't do that. There's an unwritten law. You can't do that, right? You can't do it. And not only that, you got kids looking up to you, brother. Kids want to be like you.
On June 16th, he was suspended for 25 games, provided that he fulfilled a league-sponsored program that addressed his wrongdoings.
Last couple of years, it's been multiple things that he found himself in the wrong place at the wrong time. There was an alleged incident with his sister as it related to volleyball, a situation as related to his mom at the mall, the situation with the Indiana Pacers staff post-game.
Well, imagine being in high school and taking on a lawsuit against one of the NBA's biggest players. Now, that's the reality for 18-year-old Joshua Holloway.
Holloway, a point guard from the Memphis area who played at Powerhouse Oak Hill Academy in Virginia this season, filed a lawsuit against Morant in January, accusing the two-time NBA All-Star of punching him in the face and flashing a firearm during a pickup game at Morant's house last July. Today, Holloway announced his college choice, just 2 days after Morant filed a countersuit against him.
I'll be signing my letter of intent to play at Stanford University. Go Bulldogs. Don't think about it too much. Go to the gym when you feel like when you start to think about it. That's what I do. That's my therapy. I go to the gym. I work out. Just get my mind off everything that's happening right now.
The original suit filed by Holloway accuses Morant of punching Holloway and pointing a gun at his hip as Holloway left Morant's home. The teen says he's keeping his focus on his future at Stanford University.
Now the accusations on Ja Morant were so serious that Ja went to court to defend himself. And shortly after, the judge ruled that Ja acted in self-defense when he punched the 17-year-old. Now on December 19, 2023, Morant returned from suspension and scored 27 out of his 34 points in the second half with a game-winning shot.
For a chance to win it in his return. Here goes Morant. He spins. Morant scores! And the timer expires. Count the basket. And Ja Morant wins it for the Grizzlies.
I don't know that there's anybody in this league that can guard this young man one-on-one.
He went for 13 in the third. He scores 14 in the...
Just a few weeks later, out of nowhere, it was reported that Ja would undergo season-ending right shoulder surgery after sustaining a subluxation during his team practice. After having a rough 2 seasons, from having a combination of off-court issues and injuries, there's absolutely nothing to suggest that Ja isn't still one of the best players in all of basketball. And in this upcoming season, while there is a lot of naysayers, he can very well do what he's been doing his entire basketball journey to get to NBA superstar level. And that's proved each and every one of his doubters wrong.
John in the back. Zach said that Derrick Rose's impact on the locker room has been massive this year. What kind of impact has Derrick had on you?
A tremendous impact. You know, it's pretty much, a big brother. Locker right beside mine. So, we pretty much get to the gym around the same time, always talking, pretty much basketball. It's an honor. I got his son, playing for my AAU team right now. So it's a, even, deeper relationship there. But he's been, big time for me, big time help. Obviously, like I said earlier, I never had a, injury that sat me out for the season, and, he had a couple. So, being able to, have him there to, help me through this process was, big time.
And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Ja Morant story.